Welcome to this video where we will discuss the topic of atheistic Satanism and its place within the Satanic community. For many, the concept of Satanism conjures up images of devil worship, black magic, and other taboo practices. However, for those who identify as Satanists, the reality is quite different. Satanism is a diverse and complex belief system that encompasses many different ideologies and philosophies. One of the most controversial debates within the Satanic community is whether or not atheistic Satanism is a legitimate form of Satanism. In this video, we will explore this topic in depth and explore why atheistic Satanism is not true Satanism. Lack of genuine belief. Atheistic Satanism is a term used by individuals who claim to worship Satan, but they do not believe in Satan as a literal entity or deity. Instead, they view Satan as a symbol of rebellion, individuality, and skepticism towards established institutions and religions. However, this belief system fundamentally differs from the core principles of theistic Satanism, which view Satan as a real entity with whom they can form a relationship. For theistic Satanists, Satan is a deity or force with whom they have a relationship and can communicate with through ritual practices. They view Satan as an independent, self-sufficient deity who values individuality and personal freedom. In contrast, atheistic Satanism does not involve any supernatural beliefs, nor does it recognize Satan as a real entity. While atheistic Satanists may adopt some of the aesthetic and symbolic elements associated with Satanism, their worldview lacks the spiritual aspect that is central to theistic Satanism. Therefore, it cannot be classified as true Satanism, but rather a philosophical or political movement that uses the imagery and symbolism of Satanism for their purposes. Political narrative. Atheistic Satanism is often associated with the use of Satanism as a means of promoting a political or social agenda. Many atheists who identify as Satanists use the symbolism and rhetoric of Satanism to advance a particular worldview or ideology, such as Theism, humanism, or left-wing politics. Using Satanism to promote any political agenda is not true Satanism. Satanism is a religious or spiritual practice that involves the worship or veneration of Satan as a deity or figure of inspiration. It is not simply a platform for promoting a particular political or social agenda. By using Satanism in this way, atheistic Satanists are appropriating the religious tradition for their own purposes and manipulating it to serve their political ends. This is not only dishonest but also disrespectful to those who practice Satanism as a genuine religious or spiritual tradition. It reduces Satanism to a mere political tool, rather than a legitimate and meaningful belief system. In short, atheistic Satanism is not true Satanism, but rather a form of political opportunism that exploits the rich symbolism and mythology of Satanism for personal or political gain. Material gain. Atheistic satanic organizations often use Satanism as a means to an end, rather than truly embracing the spiritual or philosophical aspects of Satanism. Many of these organizations use Satanism to gain material benefits, such as profit or publicity. Some of these organizations create merchandise with satanic imagery to sell to their followers, or hold events and charge high admission fees to generate revenue. Others may use the notoriety of Satanism to gain media attention or push a certain agenda, often unrelated to the core beliefs and values of Satanism. This type of exploitation is not only dishonest, but it also misrepresents the true nature of Satanism. Theistic Satanists see Satanism as a spiritual path and a way of life, whereas atheistic Satanists use Satanism as a tool for their own personal gain. It is important to distinguish between those who genuinely embrace the beliefs and values of Satanism and those who use it for their own selfish purposes. Using a religion or philosophy solely for personal gain undermines the integrity of the belief system and discredits those who truly follow it. In conclusion, atheistic Satanism may share some similarities with theistic Satanism, such as the use of satanic imagery and symbols. However, the fundamental difference lies in the belief in a literal Satan as a deity, which is the core belief of theistic Satanism. Without this belief, it cannot be considered true Satanism. Furthermore, the use of Satanism for political agendas or material gain is an abuse of the true meaning and significance of Satanism. It is important to understand and respect the beliefs and practices of different religious or spiritual groups, including theistic Satanists, who uphold their beliefs with sincerity and respect. Just as a vegan burger cannot be considered a true hamburger without the meat, atheistic Satanism cannot be considered true Satanism without the belief in a literal Satan as a deity. It is important to recognize and respect the distinct differences between atheistic Satanism and theistic Satanism.